Hello and welcome to Pravus Gaming! I am pleased to bring you a new Let's Play today, Star Wars Rebellion, also known as Star Wars Supremacy if you live in the UK. This game was released in 1998, and it is a classic that absorbed several hundred hours of my childhood, I can tell you that much. It is purely a strategy game. Old classic strategy, as you play as either the Empire or the Rebellion in an effort to dominate or liberate the galaxy, respectively. So let's go ahead and jump into a game. I'm going to play an intermediate difficulty and a medium galaxy. And let's play as a Rebellion today. Yeah, that'll work fine. Just a quick note, there will be a short cutscene as soon as I click this button, and then C-3PO is going to explain the state of the galaxy and the victory conditions and so on. It is a long 4-minute speech that you cannot skip, so I'm going to do us all a favor and skip it for you.
That ends my briefing. I hope you enjoyed it. We are ready for your orders, and might I add, good luck, and may the Force be with you.
Oh, finally. Okay. Wow, this takes me back. It has been at least 10 years since I played this game. Whoa. It is all rushing back to me. Alright. So, here is the basic gist of things. You see all these different stars, different colored stars? Each of these represents a different world that can be controlled in some way or another in the game. Blue stars are neutral worlds, meaning that their popular support, which you can see here, is not strong in either direction. If they are supportive of the Empire, the stars will become green, the worlds will join the Empire, and they will gain control of their resources. Or vice versa, if the worlds join us, you see a red star, and we gain control of the resources. All these other stars here on the outer rim, these are all unexplored planets. Good examples would be Tatooine here, or Bespin and Hoth, for example. You'll recognize some names here. But basically, if we send a fleet over there, or just a reconnaissance probe, we can find out what the resources are on the planet, and we can decide if we want to colonize it, if we want to, maybe not, I don't know. Depends. Some worlds are worth it and some are not. Okay, now as far as the victory conditions, if you haven't played this game before. Coruscant here. This is the capital of the Empire, and we need to capture it. In addition, we need to find and capture both Emperor Palpatine and Darth Vader. Once all three of those conditions are met simultaneously, we win the game. Likewise, the Empire, is going to be trying to meet 3 victory conditions of their own. First off, they want to destroy our Rebel headquarters. This needs to be captured just like Coruscant. However, the Alliance has one extra benefit that's both a plus and a negative. On one hand, the Rebel base can move. I can actually take it to a different world if I need to, and yeah, that's a good way to avoid the enemy. On the other hand, if the Empire does get to this world and conquers it, it will destroy the Rebel headquarters and it will be removed from the game forever. So that's one victory condition for the Empire. They also need to capture Mon Mothma and Luke Skywalker. So again, you don't want them to do any of those 3 things. Cool. Alright, so, I'm playing as the Rebellion, and that means that there are a couple of different strategies. First off, no matter what, I need to send some diplomats over into the neutral areas and get as many of these planets to join us as possible. That is going to be critical. We want to have an early game advantage. Honestly, the first, couple hundred days of the game can be entirely a race. Just a race between 2 factions trying to win popular support. And from there, you have a couple of options. The Rebels tend to be pretty good at exploring the Outer Rim and kind of building up their own infrastructure and kind of having an outward-in approach. But that takes a long time, it's kind of tedious, and it doesn't always work. I, however, will be doing a far, far more aggressive approach. So let's say here, for example, in the Farfin sector. So we have Kenyan and Tanab, which are both Imperial controlled. This one's actually pretty close. If I were to look at Bilbringi, however, you'll see that it's actually sympathetic to the rebel cause, but it's still an Imperial world. Why? Well, because it has a garrison forcing it to stay under Imperial control. If I were to liberate this world, send a fleet, destroy the armies, and conquer the world, that is going to take notice by all the other neutral worlds. They'll see that, their popular support for me will go up, and then suddenly, bam! I have a domino effect and a whole bunch of worlds join the alliance. It is a great way to throw the Empire off balance, and they almost never can recover if you can do this right. It doesn't always work, but sometimes it does. So that's what we're going to do in this video. So, to start us off, let's take a look at some personnel. So let's see. There are liberating planets located in the Corellian sector, these two, and Farfin, but I don't see any worlds that I can liberate in the Sluis sector or the Seswena sector. So I'm going to want to send some diplomats to these worlds and try to win them over to my cause the old-fashioned way. First things first, let's take a look. Whoa, Umgul has 2 training facilities. There are 3 different training buildings, shipyards, training facilities, and construction yards. I'm absolutely going to need a construction yard, but this is pretty nice. There's also refineries, mines, and planetary defenses like planetary shields and planetary batteries. So let's see if any of these have... Oh, see, Mon Calamari has a shipyard and a construction yard. That's pretty valuable. Befesh... Wow! I've never seen a game where you have so many neutral worlds with all this infrastructure already built in. This is great. This is more what I'm used to. Sluis Man. Lots of resources, though. It's a pretty great world. Do I already have? I do. I already have a construction yard on Kothlis. That's pretty useful. Sullust and Orto do not, however. So, okay. I don't have any training yards, so I'm wondering if maybe it would be a good idea to grab Umgul as quickly as I can, since I already have a construction yard on Kothlis. You kind of need 1 per sector. I mean, you don't need to, technically. I'll go into more detail about that, but I'm just kind of planning out the game. The first stage of the game really is a lot of planning. I'm going to send a force to Bilbringi and try to liberate that world. The rest should fall to me, maybe even to Nab. That might have an uprising and they'll join me. You never know. Depends. Seswena, however, going to be a little trickier. Gorman has a couple of facilities. Uvena does not. Balmora has some stuff for me already. Any construction yards? No? Okay, that means that Gorman is absolutely going to be a top priority. So what we're going to do then... okay, we're going to send Jean Dodonna. He is from the New Hope movie. He is good at diplomacy and leadership, not so much at espionage and combat, so I'm going to use him as a diplomat to try and win people over. You can see the stats for everybody. I'm going to send Jean Dodonna first to Balmora. It's going to take 88 days for him to arrive. It's slow. It is slow going, but it's worth it. So I'm going to send him there to Balmora. And then once he arrives, he'll have a base of operations to try and win over Gorman. Odds are pretty good, though. The Empire will grab it before I do. They kind of start close to home. That's one of the advantages of being the Empire. Corellian sector, no. I'm going to send fleets over there to liberate it. So next, let's look at the Sluis sector. Umgul, yeah, that's good. Let's send Leia Organa to Kothlis. That'll take 39 days, because it's a lot closer. And I'll try to get her to win over Umgul. She's a really good diplomat. Not much else, but she's really gosh darn good at diplomacy. The rest of these guys, though, Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Chewbacca, they're mostly good at espionage, combat, and leadership. Luke's actually a fairly balanced character. He can do a lot of different stuff. But you'll notice that Chewbacca and Han Solo are much better at espionage and such, which means they're actually going to be really good at being saboteurs, and I'm probably going to use them to that purpose. Yavin, what fleets do we got? We got a Corellian corvette, medium Corton transport, and a bulk cruiser. That's pretty good. Okay. I'm going to send my fleet to start exploring some of these other worlds, and we'll see if we can't get anything good. Okay. We have a shipyard at Freitas. Okay. Here's the cool thing about Wedge Antilles, and this is one other fact about characters you need to know. Some characters, not all, have research and design capabilities. Wedge Antilles is capable of ship design. Not very many characters can do that. Basically, as the time goes by in the game, each faction will start unlocking additional ships, construction, etc., etc. If you have people working research and development, you have a chance to speed up that process. So Wedge Antilles can unlock different ships for me faster than if I didn't have him working on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send all the personnel to Pravus. Now, one of the cool things about Han Solo that I'm not sure everybody knows, Han Solo with the Millennium Falcon, he's actually faster at transporting people than anyone else in the game. He travels faster than other fleets, which is pretty gosh darn cool. You get there in a little more than half the time. So it's only going to take 14 days to get to Pravus. What else do we got? We got Nara. What are you good at? Leadership, espionage, combat, not a whole lot. We got a Bolt Cruiser sitting here, Bolt Cruiser 2. I'm going to rename this. You can rename your ships. Doesn't really have a lot of purpose, but we'll call this the Benedict. There we go, the Benedict. No other ships. One commander, for example. I can make him a commander or a general. See, you get the idea? I hope you get the idea of how this is going to work. So I'm going to move this fleet to Pravus and meet up with the other fleet, which is just a medium transport with a couple of troops aboard. Not great, not terrible. What do we got on Sullust? Another Bolt Cruiser? Okay. What am I going to call this one? I'll just call it the Nimble. Even though it's clearly not nimble, it's irony. It's irony. Come on, if you can't appreciate irony, then I got nothing for you. All right, Mon Mothma, what are you good at? You're really good at diplomacy and leadership. That is your primary ability. I am actually going to use you on this world to recruit new heroes. I could do espionage on my own world, but that makes no sense. So she's gonna recruit some more personnel. There's a whole bunch of different people you can recruit in the game. Some are really good. It's totally random which ones you get if you're successful, which you're not always going to be successful. What is this guy good at? He's pretty good at a few things. Leadership, espionage, and combat in particular. I'm going to send you to Balmora as well. It'll take 33 days to arrive. What kind of fleets are we looking at? Corellian Corvette. Transports, another Corellian Corvette. Let's go ahead and consolidate our fleet. And we have nothing here, right? Okay, good to know. Alright, so let's start building up our infrastructure if we can. Balmora, go ahead and train up a troop. I don't have any construction yards in the Seswena sector. That is unfortunate. There are a lot of different ships you can build. This list will grow much larger over time. I'm going to start by just building some X-Wings. It'll take 20 days to build a squadron of X-Wings. That'll provide some basic defense for the world. Nothing else over here? No. So I'm just building more construction yards. The more you have, the faster things are going to go. Pravus. We'll just build some troops and some X-Wings here as well. That's a pretty good start. Furrow. Okay, so no construction yards in this world. I'm going to want to get that ASAP. Cothless, however, does have one, right? So let's build another one. More X-Wings on Cothless will be fine. Nothing on Orto or Sullust. Nope, okay. Kind of fleet, just the Nimble. Right, okay. I've got a pretty good idea of what I'm going to be doing this game. We're going to start off by sending Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, and Chewbacca to try and sabotage the ever-loving crud out of Bilbringi. We're going to try to make it really weak so that the people will uprise and join the rebellion. Once we have liberated the world, everything else, virtually everything, will become part of the Alliance. Do we have any construction yards here? I really hope so. Does one of you have a construction yard? No? Uh-oh. Oh, BIS! Holy crud! BIS starts with 2 shipyards and 2 construction yards. That's amazing. Whoa! We have got to get BIS under our control. And they have 2 shields and a battery. Gosh, dang! BIS is amazing! It's totally random, by the way. Sometimes these worlds have different stats. You probably have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? Okay, so you see this top bar here? That is energy. White means that it is being used already, and blue means that it's available. So, for example, in Yavin, I have a lot of energy available, and each one, 12 energy it appears. And each building I make will consume 1 energy. So basically, I can build 12 buildings on Yavin. The resources down here are raw materials. If it's red, it is not being used. If it's yellow, it is being mined up. So basically, you want to use up as much of your materials as it can. But again, a mine will take energy, so there's only so many you can build. Does that kind of make sense? I certainly hope so. All right, let's go ahead and save real quick because that's kind of important. I don't want to lose this. Let's speed up time and wait until something happens. So, for example, the fleet has arrived at Flax, and we see that it is a neutral world with a population. It is not abandoned, so I can't do anything there because I have no diplomats. Can Can I turn off...
How can I assist you?
Translate counterpart? No, I don't think so. Pretty much, you're not going to do anything for me, actually. I don't really want C-3PO talking too much. He can be annoying. Fleet arrives at Balmora, Freitas, and Flax, and Mon Mothma actually managed to recruit somebody.
Has been achieved.
Well, that was quick. Well done, Mon Mothma. We got Borsk, Failure. Now, he's actually a good diplomat, and a good spy, and good at combat. This is a great guy to have. So let's go ahead and recruit.
Understood.
Can you recruit? No, you cannot. So we're going to send you to Balmora as well. Take 33 days to arrive. Okie dokie. And we can see the progress bar on how close we are to finishing things. Again, like I said, the more of a building you have, the faster things are going to be. What I typically will end up doing is I have one world per sector that is going to be very heavy on construction, one very heavy on troops, and one very heavy on my shipbuilding. That kind of consolidates things and makes everything very quick. Everything else will just provide resources. Han Solo has arrived at Freitas with everybody that we needed. So, good news. Let's take a look-see. I'm going to combine the two fleets. What do we want to call this? What do we want to call this? Instead of Medium Transport 3, I'm going to call this Arrowhead. Why? I don't know. It doesn't make a difference, really. Let's go ahead and grab Luke, Han, and Chewbacca and move them onto the Benedict. There we go. Wedge Antilles, you're going to be doing ship design research, and periodically he'll check in with me. This little icon right here, by the way, tells me that there are missions on that world. So we have the fleet. I should be able to fly over to Bilbringi. If there are no orbital defenses, no ships or TIE fighters or whatever, then I'll be uncontested and I can kind of check out the world. If there are, well, it's too early in the game for gravity wells. I should be able to escape with basically no consequences. So it's a good way to get a little bit of quick espionage in. Let's speed things up a little bit. I wish there was a hotkey, but this game is way too old for things like that. We have arrived at Bilbringi, and we are initiating a blockade. Good. Who else did we get? You are really good at leadership, espionage, and combat. You're going to make a great admiral or general. Which can you be? No, don't retire him. Gosh, that would be terrible. Admiral and general. Okay. I'm going to send you to Balmora as well. Cool. So, what do we have here? We have 3 troop regiments and a shield. So what I'm going to do, I could just target the shield. Oops, what's here? Nothing? Okay. I could try to target the shield and then enact a bombardment on the planet. The problem is if I miss and hit a civilian target, everyone starts to hate me. So what I'm actually going to do then is I am going to start sending some people to sabotage the Imperial Army regiments. I'm going to send Chewbacca as a decoy, but Han Solo is going to do the majority of the work.
You got it.
Luke Skywalker and Nara are going to do something similar. Nara will be the decoy.
You got it.
There we go. Hopefully they'll be successful and destroy both of these. Whoop. Uprising has begun on Bilbringi.
I told you it was gonna work.
Good. They destroyed that really quickly. That's excellent. So you two are going to do the same thing. Destroy this last one. Sometimes it's successful. Sometimes it is not. If it is not, you have to either escape, or you can be captured, or some of your characters can be killed in this game, which is not good. Whoa! There it is! That's what I was talking about. You see that domino effect? Bam! I liberated Bilbringi, and everybody joined me. Tanab, in fact, is now uprising against the Empire. All these worlds just joined. Woo! That's what I'm talking about.
I told you it was gonna work.
Ah, so satisfying to know that this strategy still works. All right. Biss, you awesome thing. Let's build a construction yard. Notice it takes half the time to build. Usually it's 40 days. Because I have 2, it cuts it in half. So let's build some more on Biss. I'm going to decide I want to put these 2 guys back on the Benedict. And we're going to send it to Tanab. And if we can, if there are no other defenses, we'll just go ahead and liberate them. And let them join us as well. Kenyan will be the only Imperial world left in the Farfan sector. That is huge, guys. We've got a huge advantage going into this game right now. Amazing. Oh, this is a pretty good world. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put somebody there. There we go. Al-Kalesh 3 is now under our control. I think, however, this is a pretty good place to end this video. I think you guys get the gist of what's going to be happening, so I'll continue in the next one, and we'll see if we can't liberate the Corellian sector to our cause as well. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Pravus. If you're excited for the series and want to see more or have some suggestions for me, by all means, leave a comment in the section below, thumbs up this video, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.